Yeah, everyone is wrong about the ending of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Let me explain, but massive spoilers ahead for the entire movie. So at the end of the movie, we see Peter walk up to Ned, and this is your last spoiler warning, but obviously they end up doing their iconic handshake because Ned somehow remembers this handshake that him and Peter used to do, and then this seemingly unlocks something in Ned because he looks up at Peter and just says his name. And this is what everybody gets wrong, because the two main theories I've seen about this ending is that the muscle memory of the handshake simply unlocks Ned's mind a little bit, and he is slowly remembering the old Peter Parker he used to know, which is not true. The other terrible theory is that because MJ said Peter when Spider-Man was leaving their apartment earlier, this is just Ned recognizing, oh wait, this is the same Peter that's Spider-Man. He doesn't actually recognize him as his old friend Peter Parker, and neither of these are true. To explain what really happened with Ned remembering the handshake at the end of the movie, we actually have to go a few minutes earlier in the film to when MJ is sitting on the roof with the Black Dahlia necklace that Peter gave her in Far From Home. She's wearing this the entire movie, but clearly it has no emotional meaning to her, so why is that different now in this very final scene? Well, the answer is that MJ and Ned are actually slowly remembering who their old friend Peter Parker is, and it's all because of Jean Grey. If you remember, in the very final sequence of this entire movie, she obviously launches this huge bubble that literally traps like half of New York City inside of it. Like we already knew from earlier in the movie that Jean Grey going inside of your mind can mess with it and unlock things, because this is exactly what we see happen to Bruce Banner. He's still Smart Hulk when he first transforms, but because of Jean being inside his mind, it unlocks something that unlocks the Savage Hulk in this scene. But my biggest proof that Jean Grey's mind control bubble that froze everyone actually was slowly unlocking the memories of Ned and MJ is that there is a very specific shot in the movie when MJ is frozen by Jean Grey where she is tearing up and crying even though she can't move or do anything. Now I know what you're thinking, well, if this really unlocked the memories of Ned and MJ, why did Ned not remember Peter immediately when he saw him and it took the handshake to unlock it? Well, I think that this is simply slowly unlocking a part of their mind where now they actually remember, like, oh, we did have a friend who was Spider-Man, instead of just remembering that they were saved by Spider-Man. So I think when the movie actually ends, MJ still doesn't remember who Peter Parker is, but she does remember that she was dating the guy that was Spider-Man, and that's why she's sitting there sadly with the Black Dahlia necklace, because she can't put all the pieces together of who it really was. Plus, earlier in the movie, when MJ is being mind controlled by Jean Grey on the rooftop, she says, oh, I have to kiss you to make sure it's actually Peter Parker, and maybe that will help all my memories coming back, and we find out that's actually just a trick by Jean Grey, but that might be a hint of how MJ's actually gonna fully remember, because that's seemingly exactly what happens with Ned when the muscle memory kicks in and he slowly starts remembering the handshake and thus remembering Peter Parker. Plus, in this very final scene in the movie, you see Peter Parker going back to the store and buying more flowers even though he just came from May's grave. Seems like he was gonna go back and give these flowers to MJ and maybe try to see if she remembers him now. Why would he do that? Well, maybe Jean Grey planted some like Inception level idea in his head. Why else would he start randomly doing the handshake with Ned when he knows they don't remember him?